The thing about social media is that social media as a whole exploits the human need for belonging and acceptance. You see, human beings crave attention because it validates our existence. A lot of people say they don't want attention, but that's not entirely true. Attention is such an underrated drug, and the catalyst for the addiction and craving for attention is social media, and most people don't even realize it. Now, I'm not going to talk about the general negative aspects of social media because I'm sure it's been said many times over, and I'm pretty sure you watching this right now know the basics, and it's gone on deaf ears anyways. And I've also talked about Instagram and Twitter, but this time I'm going to talk about social media as a whole. And trust me, I'm going to drive my point home. You know, back in high school, I knew this guy. We were sorta close, talked a bit in class, hung out a few times. Enough to be a friend at the time, right? And I remember walking home one time, and he said he was going to start going to the gym 5 days a week. And that once he got shredded, he was going to go post a shirtless Instagram picture, just so that he could surprise everyone, and also to show off a bit. Now initially, I was a bit grossed out. I was like, who does that? How lost are you? Like, why would you do something simply for the sole purpose of impressing people and seeking attention and validation, especially from people that don't even matter in your life through social media? But then I stepped back and realized, yo, everyone is the exact same way. Everyone does the exact same thing because of social media. He was just being upfront about it. Well, actually, no, never mind. He only told me, and I'm guessing it was because I was the only person he knew that didn't use social media. And I was fascinated at how he asked me 3 times specifically to not tell anyone, as if I actually cared. But that's how much he cared about being noticed and validated for that attention. And it got me thinking, how many people or young adults and teens specifically feel and act that exact same way? Whether it's going to the gym, doing nothing but butt workouts, buying designer brands, going on vacations, buying cars, sending tweets about love or your ex, you know, just subliminally messaging your need for attention. It's almost always the same reasoning when it comes to social media. Doing things simply for the sake of attention and others. There's no better place than social media for that. Cause think about it, right? You can control the perception of yourself and create this perfect avatar in the eyes of others, all behind that 6x2 inch screen that you're probably holding right now. So then you gotta ask, where does this need for attention come from? Why do we want to be validated by strangers so badly? Is it in human nature to want to be loved and accepted by any means necessary? People care so much, far too much as a matter of fact, to a point where it's destroying them mentally. If you've ever posted a photo on social media, right? I bet those next few hours is you waiting on those likes and comments and seeing if certain people liked it, and seeing what kind of ass-kissing comments you get from people you hardly even know. That makes you feel good, it validates your self-worth, it fills your craving for attention, and it validates your existence and your need for belonging. But in reality, a few minutes later, no one cares about your picture, and then you repeat the cycle. Comments and likes on your social medias from people you hardly even know isn't gonna solve your internal problems, or fill that void inside of you. Everyone is so desperately seeking this attention and validation and love from this medium, this fake, distorted world, falling deeper and deeper into it, and not even realize why they're seeking that feeling. It's literally a drug. You get these momentary pleasures like getting a high or a shot of dopamine from the validation and attention, but it's also slowly damaging you in ways that you can't come back from. Although I'm still young, I can say this for sure, and this goes for every single person on this earth. You can never fill what's internal with what's external. Never forget that. And it's such an endless cycle because social media itself is not only the perfect place to seek attention, rather it's what drives the need for attention as well. Cause think about it, right? You get to see everyone with their perfectly created avatars and the quote-unquote best versions of themselves, and these edited highlight reels of their life. And you see all the validation in their comments or feed. Who wouldn't want that? And going back to my friend, right? He's probably right. He probably got some of that attention that he wanted. Because the reality of that fake world that is social media is that showing your butt or your body or looking your quote-unquote best and using lightings and angles and filters probably will get you more attention, more of that validation, more of that temporary high, and more of that dopamine hit. But then what? I'll tell you what, and that's absolutely nothing. No one actually cares. I mean, how much do you care when you scroll through social media? You probably care for a few seconds, press that like button, and keep scrolling. It's such a dangerous drug because it's hard to measure and you don't understand when it has a hold of you. If you're not using social media as a tool, you're just letting it use you, draining every ounce of attention and energy, leaving you nothing but feelings of emptiness. I've known multiple friends that constantly complain about being depressed and having anxiety, and of course, they were the ones glued to social media the most, doing anything to desperately gain more followers, more likes, and more attention and to be acknowledged. They were the ones constantly looking at other people's lives and how good they looked and how amazing they were and felt like shit afterwards. You wanna know why you're depressed and anxious all the time? Get off social media, genius. It's not rocket science. Social media is also a waste of time, and I'm sure it's held a lot of people back, and I'm sure it's contributed to taking a lot of lives as well. I mean, it's true, people would be 10 times happier, and I shouldn't have to explain why. I would hear people complain about other people unfollowing them and them unfollowing them back, or certain people didn't like their photo, vice versa, and things of that nature. And I'm just like, is this what you people who use social media really spend your time caring about? The reason why I never used social media and I have an extremely strong disliking towards it was because I saw what it was doing to people around me in ways they didn't understand. It brings out really ugly sides of people because people start becoming extremely superficial and fixated with fitting in and doing things for attention and validation at all costs, which then takes away people from their authentic selves. You can literally visibly see, or at least I saw quite literally, people putting on fronts and exhibiting parasitic and toxic behavior. It was ugly, but it didn't fool me. Behind all that, you can see the pain and hurt from a lot of people behind all of it, just desperately reaching for some sort of love and acceptance by any means necessary, even if it meant losing themselves. Social media makes people hate themselves, and to me that's the saddest thing ever. And whenever I talk about social media, to me or in my head, I think I'm saying like the most obvious shit ever, but then I realize a lot of people actually don't get it. Social media has also gained so much power and control over the world for the worse. If I went and asked a random sample size of 1 million people if they use social media once today, I guarantee you over 975,000 would say yes. And if you can't go a few days without going on social media once, you're addicted and in denial. And social media has also become much larger than anyone could ever anticipate. And it's literally destroying the humanity within people. Smartphones have literally become pacifiers for grown adults. When you're uncomfortable, you unconsciously pull out your phone and needlessly go on it. The greatest indicator of it is that people always go on their phones and social media first whenever they're bored. If you're in an elevator and someone else walks in, you immediately pull out your phone because you're uncomfortable. It's a pacifier. And what you gotta understand when you go on social media is that you are quite literally diving into another fake, distorted world of the reality you're living in. And that world will do everything to entice you with what's attractive to your eye. And the real problem that isn't being addressed is the generations to come. We all see it, it's no secret. You have kids on social media at the age of 10. I think social media should have an age requirement, honestly, like it's a crime not to. Kids should not be on social media. Kids should be interacting with each other in real life and playing and being active. Call me old school, but I think it's facts. I mean, besides, look at all the shit you see on Instagram. Like, do I need to say any more? You can see it. You can see how kids are growing up and what's happening to them. It's unfolding right before our eyes. You have girls caking up their faces with makeup at 11 years old. Promiscuity and sex is glorified, and this is why plastic surgery is on the rise. It's like a non-stop advertisement for plastic, body, and personality. And again, this is how things like OnlyFans come up. And you see slowly but surely, a lot of people begin to sell themselves out. People take their clothes off for attention and money instead of realizing their potential. And only God knows what this is doing to teenage guys growing up. And what's worse is that this kind of thing is trying to be normalized, which is shameful. And also not to mention all the brainwashing. Think about it, more kids and teens will be in this world just due to human population growing. Thus, more kids and teens will be on social media, making social media even bigger than it is. And the larger social media becomes, the more powerful the people behind it become, which then makes the algorithms a lot more complex. Like, you really don't understand the power behind these people who create and engineer these algorithms. They basically have the control and ability to rewire your brain and the ability to shift culture and brainwash society. And that algorithm is meant to get you addicted and control where your attention goes, which naturally shortens your attention span, which causes the rise in ADHD. Your attention is currency in a world that's driven by monetary value. The more people trapped within social media, the easier it is for social media to control and brainwash people. I mean, just look at the censorship from the biggest corporations. Look at the narratives they so obviously try to force. All these things begin to blend together, and the root of it always seems to go back to the same exact thing. This is a massive problem, and social media is the catalyst for so many things. It's way beyond just depression, anxiety, ADHD, or suicide, which is insane considering those things are bad enough on their own. This world created by social media is like a matrix within a matrix. There's nothing real about it. And it's like, dude, I'm telling you, I'm not even scratching the surface on everything about social media. Dive into that world carefully when you do, and realize that if you're ever in too deep, you'll never be able to get out. And maybe at some point it just becomes whatever, you know? Like, it's the direction the world is moving in. What can you really do? It's kind of ironic because social media used to be the escape, and now reality has become the escape from social media. And I'm always kind of in this weird in-between of like caring too much and then not giving a shit. I don't know, man, I'm just talking. Anyways, get off social media. It's not doing you any good. You're not missing anything. Go live your life. Go achieve your goals. Go be the best version of yourself. Anyways, if you guys like the video, leave a like, comment, or sub. And with that said, make sure you guys stay true. Talk to you guys real soon. Peace.